Alright, this is the drum review from the yellow boat. And so, let's see, a few different things different from this perspective. So, Ariane's got a pretty good forward and back motion. Tara, you're getting closer every time, but it's still got a little bit of that downward head movement when Ariane already starts with her sit-up. So again, you want to try and really match it up. It's getting smaller, so it's a lot closer. But keep working on that. Notice that Barbara in C2 on the right side from this view, you're moving your body a lot, but it's not quite as smooth. It's kind of like a wobble. And you want to kind of have a slower and more controlled sit-up. And also, you're kind of going in and outside of the boat. So as you reach forward, you're leaning outside the boat a little bit, and as you sit up, you kind of come into the boat really quickly. So you want to have more of a straight forward and back. Molly, Molly looks pretty good. I would say you can try and get your top arm shoulder a little bit lower, and then try and stack it over across a little bit more. It looks like your top shoulder is kind of getting a little bit tight, getting a little close to your ear. So keep that space there, and get that top hand all the way over. Tara, also you can get that top hand across a little bit more. So Jeff, I would suggest that you're a little bit straighten out your top hand a little bit more. Your elbow is a little bit higher.
Tiffany,
again, it's a different stroke, so try and keep the elbow noticeably lower than your hand in terms of your level. Sam, you look alright. I think you look like you're kind of rotated, and you kind of stay a little bit rotated. So I would suggest trying to square up a little bit more at the end of the stroke. It looks like when you finish a stroke, you still got a little bit of rotation in there.
Down a bit. Try to do a little bit more with
Logan, you can get a little bit more body movement forward and back. And also the same thing as with Jeff, where your elbow is kind of reaching up around your shoulder height. You want to keep that a little bit lower.
Back half emphasis.
Let's see, a little bit harder to see who's back there. I see Molly there, but nothing standing out in a bad way, so that's good. Naya, you're definitely moving your body kind of in and out of the boat, so as you reach forward, it's going outside the boat. Some timing issues where it's coming early a little bit too, but as you sit up, your weight kind of shifts inside the boat. So you're kind of doing the same thing as Barbara in seat 2. So both of you guys want to kind of keep your motion a little bit more forward and back, and a little bit smoother too, because I think you guys are getting to the end of your sit up before your stroke is in. So by the time your blade gets to the end of the stroke, your back should be kind of at the furthest point back. You don't want your back to get there and then your stroke to keep kind of going. And also you don't the other way around. You shouldn't get to the end of your stroke with your back
body first. Good job.
Still sitting up at the end. So you want to kind of time it so that as you sit up, the stroke hits the end as your back hits the end of the stroke. Alright, so from this setting position, definitely Jeff Kiesel, your top arm, elbow and shoulder is a little bit high. Tara, you did a pretty good job keeping that top arm straight. And then Barbara, you can get your top arm a little bit straighter. And your arms a little bit more stacked. So Molly doing a good job here on the side. Looks a little bit more relaxed. Your shoulder isn't quite as crunched up. Again,
your top arm looks better.
So Molly's got a really good top arm going on for you guys to look at. So if you notice, Ariane in seat 1 on the right in the red shirt, and Molly at the end of the stroke, Ariane's got a little bit of a bend happening in her top hand, where it bends at the elbow and kind of picks up. You don't want it to do that. You want to keep it straight in front of you, like Molly. So you can see Molly's arm basically never bends at the elbow. It's got a slight bend as you're trying to reach over the gunnel, but we don't want to have that finish the stroke where you kind of break at the elbow and then pick it up. You want to think about just moving forward and back with your body, and relative to your body, your top arm should generally just stay straight. So great job, Molly, on that one. Ariane, again, the body motion is good, but that top hand, keep that pressure through the end and don't let it break there. Let's see. So this is again the other side. So Barbara, still the same thing where you're kind of sitting up into the boat, like so towards the middle, and then Naya, the same thing. You reach out and then kind of sit up toward the middle. Try and get a little bit more forward and back.
Over the gunnel. Yep.
Logan's got a bit of a tall top arm, but it does stay a little bit straighter than the other side. So keep working on that.
Make sure you're looking straight
I see a
ahead.
blade kind of flaring out on the side there. I think it's Chelsea. So Chelsea, I would say try and get your recovery a little bit closer to the boat. So if you look at, for example, Logan's doing a pretty good job. It's nice and tight to the boat.
Ariane looking good.
And Sam too.
Tara too, nice job.
Blades aren't flaring quite as much. So I think whoever's behind Logan was a little bit late. I think that might have been Mary. Just for a few strokes there. Paul, you've got a little bit of a head tilt, kind of tilting outside
Chelsea,
the boat.
get a little more top arm pressure
So
all the way
Paul's
through
behind
the
Jeff there. And you want to keep looking forward. So you're looking kind of downwards towards your paddle. And what that'll tend to do is it'll kind of keep your shoulders and your body at a tilt. And we want it to be a little bit more square up. So imagine trying to do a row in the gym with a tilt in your shoulders, and it's definitely not as strong of a body position. We want to keep those your chest open and body a little bit more straight up. Molly, looks like you can get a little bit more of your top arm stacked sometimes here.
Now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Tara, I think you look a little bit better on this side in terms of your leading with your body, so that looks good. I haven't noticed the downward as much. It's still like just a hair late, but it's closer. It's good.
All the way, last long piece.
And definitely in the back, so we can see Dennis. A couple
Nice
times
big
your paddle.
bodies.
I can actually see your paddle
Chest up.
flaring out from here. So definitely it's picking up wide and early. So we want to pick it up closer to the boat, and then there's a timing issue. And looking at the top arms, if you take it slowly, you can kind of see the top arms coming up really wide across the center line.
Now your body's
The
doing
top
a
hand
little
should really
circle,
never
do a little more
cross
forward back.
your inside shoulder. So if it's coming down and inside into the boat, it's making just a bigger circle than is necessary. And so we can save a little bit of energy and time it up a little bit better with everyone by keeping it nice and tight.
Good job.